This
father's
conference will
business or
now
my
be
family's
recorded.
business, or how do I, or maybe I want to do something new on my own. How do I bring in the idea that I have in my head into reality? And most of the times when I interact with first time entrepreneurs, what I see is the biggest question that everybody has is, how do I start? How do I take my first step? Will my business idea work? How will I be different from competition? What if somebody else is already doing something similar to the idea that I have in mind? And to solve all of these problems and to solve all of these questions, there is this beautiful and brilliant tool that we use called the lean canvas model. So imagine being able to map an entire company like Coca-Cola or an entire company like Uber, Oyo, Flipkart in just one single piece of paper. And today's session will be about building the lean canvas model for your own startup idea, for your family's business, for let's say Flipkart or Uber or whatever startup you want me to take forward, and we'll be building this canvas for them, and you'll have a complete clarity of what are the different aspects of business that any startup or any entrepreneur should be keeping in mind. So I'm facing a little bit of difficulty. I'll just request someone to share the lean canvas model on the screen. Whoever can do that,
Alifia,
whoever has a bit of
Alifia,
experience.
I'll make you the presenter, and you can share it for Zishan.
Perfect. So as soon as that's done, we'll directly jump into the session. I will be having a lot of fun building this. So I request all the attendees, all the people who are in the session, to take out their pens and papers and be ready with that, because this entire session will have a lot of interaction. We'll have a lot of question answers that I'll be if you have any questions, you'll be feel free to ask me right there in the middle. Don't stop for quick Q&A sessions later. If you feel there's any question or any doubt that you have, feel free to ask me right then and there. And as soon as the thing is presented on the screen, I'll begin with the session.
Alifia, we are waiting for you to present. Okay, great.
Awesome. Alifia, can you just zoom in? Perfect. All right, all right. A little zoomed out so that everybody can see all the 9 topics as well. Perfect. This is absolutely brilliant. I guess I can begin the session now that we have the tool right in front of us. Like I said, this tool is called the Lean Canvas model, and it has been derived from a bigger tool called the Business Canvas model. Now, the problem with the older Business Canvas model was that it used to fit well for companies which are established. But then, as soon as people started using it for startups and entrepreneurs, people started realizing that the business canvas model is too old and it can't be used anymore. So we need a new tool, and the lean canvas model emerged in around 2015. I'll just request everyone to mute their audience. Thank you so much. And the lean canvas model is one single piece of paper where you can map your entire company, right from what kind of problem you're trying to solve, who's your customer, what is the business model, why will people choose you over the competition, to how much money will you make, how will you make that money, what are the costs that you will incur to build a business. All of it can be planned and penned down in just one single paper. So let's begin and let's directly dive into it. What we will do is we will try to create the lean canvas model for a particular startup, which can be, let's say, Uber or Flipkart or whatever the audience wants me to create and build upon. And then we will give 2 to 3 minute time after each segment for you to write down and fill it for your own startup idea. Okay. So can we begin on that? Anywhere I can see a chat or something to interact with the audience. Is that possible?
Yeah,
Is
there's
there
a
a
chat
chat
box.
section?
There's a chat box, Zishan, on top. If you see, there's a after the participant, the next one is the chat icon. If you can click that, you'll be able to see the chat box.
Wow.
So someone has said Flipkart.
Okay, perfect. Flipkart. So let's How many? Has anybody said Uber or Oyo rooms?
There is Swiggy, there is Big Bazaar, there's
Hmm.
Uber. Yeah, okay, Uber. They've come up with Uber.
So I can
Okay.
take Swiggy and Uber because they are much more easier than Flipkart to explain. So let's take Swiggy. Swiggy is one of my favorite startups. So let's look at Swiggy, right? And the first thing that we need to fill in a lean canvas model right over here, which is called number one, is the problem, right? So what is a problem? And at the end of the day, if you carefully look at startups, any startup that you take, be it Swiggy, Oyo, Ola, Uber, Flipkart, Amazon, whatever, in shorts, whatever startup that comes to your mind, if you carefully look at them, they all solve problems. They all solve problems that are very fundamental to any organization or any person. So, what do you think is the problem that Uber solves? Can anybody just quickly tell me on chat? What problem do you think Uber solves?
Participants can just use the chat box to answer.
Yeah.
Answers are coming in. Transportation, taxi, easy access, finding a
Here, I
taxi to
finally
go.
found. I finally found the chat
Okay.
box.
Okay, great, great.
Solves the problem of reaching on time. Yes. So just go back 5 years, 6 years ago, and start imagining how day-to-day transportation was like. If I had to book a cab 5 years ago, I had to go down to the street, wave my hand furiously, hope that a cab stops, see, looks at me, agrees to stop, take me to the place that I want to go to at a price that I'm willing to pay. So there was so much of hassle to book a taxi or a cab or an auto or anything like that. And I was in Chennai for 4 years of my life. I graduated from SRM University. So 4 years of my life, obviously as a college student, I couldn't afford taxis, so I had to deal with autos. And because I was from a different part of the country, I couldn't even communicate or talk in the same language, and it was such a pain for me to be able to travel from one part of the city to another. Uber was able to, in 3 taps on the screen, you could get a cab, AC cab, with a driver coming down to your own house, pick you up from there, drop you to the place that you have told them to drop to at a price that is very affordable and very convenient. So it solved the problem of safety, it solved the problem of convenience, it saved time, it saved money, it made life very easy when it comes to traveling from one part of the city to another. What problem do you think InShots is trying to solve? How many of you know about InShots? It's an app which curates news. So if somebody can quickly tell me, what do you think is the problem that InShots is trying to solve? Right? What do you think is the problem that Big Basket is trying to solve? Grocery shopping, very easy grocery shopping, right? Can we keep having the what do you call it, the lean canvas on the screen?
Yeah, just a second. There's some technical issue.
Yeah. Anyway, so you see the first block of the lean canvas that you need to fill in is called problems. So for Uber, the problem is that they are trying to solve is the entire hassle of transportation within the city, from going from one point of the city to another, and it makes it more safe, more convenient, and more time saving. So that's the problem that Uber solves. Similarly, the problem that Big Basket solves is that you can buy good quality groceries without stepping out of your home, and at a very affordable and a very convenient price point, and saving time. So you need to write down in the first segment of the lean canvas, you need to write down what problem does your startup solve. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write that, and if you want to share the kind of problem that your startup idea or whatever it is solving, you can write it down in the chat section below. I'll be more than happy to read a couple of them out and take it forward. This is the most fundamental and most important segment of your lean canvas. It is, what problem is your company trying to solve? Okay, for like we said, for Uber, it's the aspect of convenience and travel. Also, the problem that Uber tries to solve is that it provides good business to drivers who own cabs, right? That is also a problem that Uber tries to solve. For people who have cabs and have cars, they can make more money out of it, and they can be assured of rides every single day. Similarly, for Swiggy, the problem that Swiggy tries to solve is that any person can order any food at any particular point of time if they are hungry, right? So that's the problem that for the customer and the consumers that they solve. Whereas for the restaurants, the problem that they solve is that they give them regular business, help them be discovered on the platform, and increase their revenues, and provide a very strong logistical delivery support to all the restaurants, such that they can start home delivery just by listing themselves on Swiggy. So these are the problems that Swiggy solves for um, their customers. And there are two problems. One is the problem that they solve for the customer or the consumer that we are, and the other problem is that what they solve for the restaurant. Right? Are we clear with that? So just take one more minute, write down the problem that your startup or your idea is going to be solving, and then we'll move on to the next part, which is the customer segment. Okay, I've taken examples of Uber, I've taken examples of BigBasket, I've taken examples of Swiggy. From here onwards, I will be only sticking to Swiggy, and will be building the entire lean canvas for Swiggy, and then I'll be giving you 2 to 3 minutes time to fill out the lean canvas and the segment for your own startup, right? Are we clear? Awesome. So Murtaza wants to provide non-alcoholic perfumes. Absolutely brilliant idea. I think it will work out very well, because there's such a huge population of Muslims in our country or even abroad that they will be jumping onto an idea like this. Anyone else who wants to share what problem that their startup wants to solve, please feel free to write it in the chat section below. I would love to hear it out and present it to others. Exactly at 4:49, we'll move on to the next part of the lean canvas, which will be customer segments. Dental treatment at affordable prices. That's coming from Dr. Hatim Hussain. That's brilliant. I think you can create an app out of it that people can just book an appointment with you immediately. That will be a bit more convenient as well. Lack of proper maintenance of vehicles and overpriced services. There are a lot of brilliant startups which are doing this, and there's still a big opportunity, because there's no one brand that has come across who's trying to build this. So that's a big problem. Oh, lovely. There's so many problems that are coming in on the chat section, and I'm really excited. So write them down. Write them down in your lean canvas. And like I said, I'll be more than happy to review them even after the session is over. You can reach out to me personally, and I'll be more than happy to have conversations. Now, moving on to the next segment to be filled in the lean canvas is called customer segment, or what we call as the target customers. Any startup solves problem, right? But who are the people that they are trying to solve problems for? Who is the people facing this problem? Who are the people who will be paying you money to solve this problem for them? That is your target customer. So who do you think is the target customer for Swiggy? Let's open it up to the entire crowd out here. Start brainstorming, start writing it down in the chat section below. Who is the target customer? Now, a few tips when you are trying to identify the target customer is, write about the demography, write about their age, write about their income, write about which cities they can be from. Try to identify the ideal 2 or 3 ideal customers for any brand, and write them down for Swiggy. For Swiggy, I can look at a person. Let's name the person Hussain, right? So Hussain is a college student, probably 18, 19, 20-year-old, is living in a different city away from his home, has absolutely no skills of cooking, and but has enough money to be able to spend around 200, 300 rupees every day to order food. So the customer person or the target segment for Swiggy can be Hussein, who has gone out to study in a different city, lives in a hostel or lives in a PG, does not know how to cook, has enough money that he can spend around 5 to 10,000 rupees a month on procuring food from outside. So that's one customer persona. Another customer persona can be Alifia. Okay, Alifia is I'm just taking a random name. So Alifia is, let's say, a 23-year-old woman who is working and very busy. So probably doesn't have the time to cook or make food. So she's a working class person in a big city, is very busy with a lot of work that is coming in, and hence prefers to Swiggy every day, and prefers to order food from Swiggy every day. Another customer persona can be someone called, let's say, Rahul, who is who is probably a 35, 32-year-old IT professional, very busy with his work, and orders lunch from Swiggy every day. Might have a family at home, so he gets breakfast and he gets dinner, but for lunch he prefers to use Swiggy, right? So identify who is the exact customer, and when you're trying to define the customer, talk about the demography, talk about the kind of city they are from, talk about the income that they have, talk about the daily schedule that they might be having, and the general age that they might be. Okay, are we clear? Lazy dude who doesn't want to go out to buy food for his friends who come over. That's also a good customer segment. And yeah, let me read out a few people. Students living in hostels, lazy people who can't cook, newly married couples, fair, youngsters in office, people age 15 to 50. 50 is not young. Okay. All right. Lovely. Yeah, you guys are very smart. You guys are absolutely on point, brilliantly put. You guys have very well defined the age group. I think, like I said, another point I'll say is define the income bracket that they have, or whether they are, middle class, upper middle class, lower middle class, rich, extremely wealthy, top 1%, whatever it is. So try to define that very well, because without defining that, you won't understand the paying capacity of the customer. So it's very important for you to write the demography in terms of age, in terms of location and where you are from, in terms of income group and amount of disposable income that they have. And for companies like Swiggy, Amazon, or internet-based companies, accessibility to the internet. Do they have a smartphone? Do they have an internet? All of that is very important as well. Yeah, Sarah is a beautiful question. Does Swiggy actually need a target audience? So initially, when Swiggy launched, the target audience was very restricted to the people that we have been talking about right now. Later on, right now, when it has amassed so many people, now they have started focusing on each and every person. So you see a few ads of Swiggy which will be around the grandmother trying to order dessert for their children. Okay, so now is when Swiggy is expanding their customer base and audience. But initially, when you are starting up, you only focus on what we call as early adopters, or people who are immediately going to jump onto your startup and service. Okay, so while the target customer can evolve over time, initially only focus on people who will be the first to adopt and buy your product. Okay, I'm pretty sure 5 years ago, if you would have Swiggied something, your mom would have told you, hey, why did you Swiggy this da? You could have just ordered, I could have just made it for you at home. This is the typical thing that your parents would have said, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years ago, if Swiggy would have come in back then. But today they will be like, hey, I don't want to cook, just order desserts from Swiggy, just order it from Swiggy. So this is again a very important part, customer segments. I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes to write down the customer segment and target audience for your own startup, and then we'll move on to the next part. Abdul Kadir, for small scale companies, you pick only very specific customer segments. For example, I'll talk about my experience of discovering customer segment. When we launched MyCaptain, which provides online courses for school and college students, we thought that our customer segment was limited to school students. We launched it in school. It was good. People responded to it. A lot of signups from Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore happened. But we realized that the customer, what do you call it? The a school student is very limited with time, and the college students were starting to take up our courses much more than the school students were. So when we realized that, we pivoted. We changed our entire focus to focusing on college students. So and now we have 50, 55-year-old, 45-year-old people also learning from MyCaptain. So the target customer over time evolves, the customer segment grows. But when you're starting the company, you need to be very pinpointedly focused towards which is the most easiest customer for me right now, which will shell out money, which will give me the money immediately without me trying to convince them a lot and having that kind of sales process in place. Mustafa, the aspect of why doesn't Swiggy generate profit? Startups are very different from traditional businesses. They don't work on profits. They work on valuations. They work on number of customers. They work on revenue. And startups are very different. So let's not. That's a whole different session on how traditional businesses and startups are different. Startups don't make profits for a long time, but they make a lot of money through investments, and they make money for the founder through exits. We'll talk about it later. Okay, awesome. So brilliant. Let's move on to the next segment, which is called unique value propositions or USPs. Now, this is my favorite part. Okay, how many of you remember this tagline? "Mere toothpaste mein namak hai." Do you guys remember this from Colgate? Yeah. If yes, just write down a yes from your on the chat section. I want it to be interactive, right? Such a clear-cut message, right? मेरे टूथपेस्ट में नमक है, and that made Active Salt amongst the most sought after products in the toothpaste segment. How many of you remember Fog Chalta Hai? Right, it became a very well adopted product across the Indian market. And the thing that they had very clearly defined was that one single clear compelling message which puts you different from your customer or which puts you different from your competitor, right? So how is Active Salt different? Colgate Active Salt different from all the other toothpastes? It is that it has salt in it. So mere toothpaste mein namak hai. Very simple, very clear cut message. Fog's message was chalta hai, right? It is liquid perfume. It goes on and on for a long time. So it has a very clear cut compelling message ki chalta hai. So similarly, you need to come up with a very clear one liner which clearly defines you and separates you from your competitor, right? And beautiful examples of this is Fog, and the other beautiful example of this is what do we call it, Active Salt. Yeah, I'm just looking at the chat below. If anybody has any questions around USPs, customer segments, and problem, you can ask me right now before we move on to the more difficult parts and very intense segments. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask me in the chat section below. Hussain, that's okay. When it says that Maggi 2 minutes noodles, it doesn't get made in 2 minutes, so is it misleading? It's not misleading. What it tries to convey to you is that you can make it in no time. That is why they said the word 2 minutes. Till the time you're able to deliver, till the time the product is able to deliver the fact that it can be made in quick time without too much of that. 2 minutes shouldn't be 5 minutes. The 2 minutes should be 3 minutes. That's okay. It is a very compelling product, and Maggi's success is based on 2 minute instant noodle. So that's in fact, you taught me a lesson today. From the next time onwards, whenever I deliver this session, I'll use Maggi's example before I use Colgate's example. Cool. I think that is clear. I think we are very clear on what USPs and UVPs are. Understand that this segment, which is the third part of the lean canvas, helps you differentiate yourself from your competitor. So for all the people here who are saying ki my startup idea is kind of very similar to someone else and who's already doing something else, You need to be able to differentiate your startup from them through this 1 or 2 points. Brilliant. Hussein Mustafa asks, what is the USP of MyCaptain over Udemy, edX, and Coursera? So MyCaptain is a live learning platform where young mentors teach you. So unlike Coursera, Udemy, and edX, which is taught by boring professors and by people using recorded videos, MyCaptain is live, interactive, something like how we are delivering it today, rather than a bunch of recorded videos uploaded onto a platform. So that is the unique value proposition of MyCaptain. So how our tagline is learn what you love, live and online with the best professionals in the world. That's our clear-cut, single, compelling message that we deliver when it comes to MyCaptain's marketing. So Sara Karachi says that when it comes to a particular product, a lot of the competitors offer and have a same message. I think you need to innovate around that. The same message for the same product can be delivered in various ways. Look at Tata Salt. Look at a couple of very consumer-based products which are very commonly produced and created, and see how certain brands have been able to work on the tagline and be able to create a particular brand. I remember Tata tea was Jagore, right? And they had a very beautiful. It's so simple. Tea is meant for you to wake up, but the entire messaging around that brand woke up the conscious in you around anti-corruption, around a lot of those aspects, right? Okay. Give me just 1 minute. I'm one battery, so I'll just set the battery up. Anyway, so moving on, I'll give you 1 minute to think about unique value proposition, because this is very important. And after that, we will be moving on to the next part, which is solution. So take 1 minute till the time I load up my laptop again and take things forward.
Zishan, just one more question if you can take. One is from Abdul Qadir. He says, can you give some examples of what a nice USP would be for an education company?
For an education company, depending on what your product is, you will have to come up with a good compelling message. Understand one thing, that education is a very congested market. Okay, there's so many people in this segment. So based on what kind of an education company you are you into teaching skills like robotics, computer science, coding, etc.? Are you into preparing them for what do we call it as entrance examinations? Are you an education company which helps people get placed? Are you an education company which helps you get and apply for colleges outside? So it all depends on that. I think an education company's clear-cut proposition should be more around the kind of credibility that they have, and the credibility is directly proportional to the kind of teachers that they have. So if you're able to work with your teachers, if you're able to create some kind of a messaging around how credible your teachers are, how credible your certification is, that's a very strong, compelling message that goes out. Because education completely depends on what do you call it, credibility, and you should be able to establish credibility. So when we launched MyCaptain, initially we were using the phrase "learn from the best." I don't remember. I think it was somewhere on the lines of "learn from the best young minds in the country." So that was the phrase that we used, and now we have moved it to "learn from the best young professionals in the country." So that's how we have changed it and moved on. So anyway, I think we are clear. Should we move on to the next part, which is solution?
Yeah. We'll move on, and we'll take whatever questions we are getting. We'll have a short Q&A session in the end. So we'll compile all the questions and we'll have a Q&A session for that. So you can move on to the next.
I think what we should do is cover 3 more segments and take a few Q&As in between, and then again the last 3 segments.
Yeah, okay, we can do that. We can do it.
Yeah. So the next part is the solution. Okay. Now, we've talked about the problem you're trying to solve. We have talked about who's the customer. We have talked about how will we deliver a marketing message. but the question remains, what is it that you do, yaar? What is your product? What is your service? How are you solving the problem that you're trying to say that you're trying to solve? Right? तुम बोल रहे हो कि तुम्हारे को problem solve करना है. You are telling me that you're solving a problem, but solution is, how are you